welcome to Coffee with Cover Bridges. I'm Dot Roan, broker owner of Century 21 Cover Bridges Realty, and with me today are
Sue Barczyk, broker owner,
Melinda Newhart, realtor,
Dan Young, realtor.
And today we're going to talk to you about some questions that home buyers have when they're ready to purchase a home. We hear, those of us that have been in business for a long time, we hear the same questions over and over again. So we'd like to share with you some of those frequently asked buyer questions.
First one is, I've decided to buy a home, where do I start?
Well, I would suggest starting after you pick a realtor, also pick a banker. And it's important to talk to your banker so that you know what playing field you're in. You don't want to disappoint yourself by looking at the wrong priced house.
Right. And also you want to make sure that you get pre-approved before you look at houses, because you can look at a house that's completely out of your price range and then, as Dan said, be disappointed.
And you can look at a house that doesn't support the kind of loan that you're looking at getting. So you really need to know right up front how much money and what type of mortgage you're going to get.
correct.
Well,
Right.
and we've all noticed in today's market, if the house is priced correctly, it doesn't stay on the market long. And if you don't have your pre-approval letter, you can be out of the game.
Right.
So how long does it take to buy a home once you've gotten your pre-approval? What happens? How does that work?
A lot of times it could go by your loan product. Some conventional loans can close in 30 days. Others, FHA, VA, rural housing, they could be 45 days, sometimes even 60 days.
Depends on the lender.
Yeah.
Depends on the type of financing. Also depends on the buyer, how soon they find the home. Some people go out, first time they look at a property, that's the right fit, and they're ready to purchase. Sometimes it takes a few months or sometimes even several months, depending on what they're looking for.
Another question that we get frequently is, why do I need a realtor to buy a home? Do I need a realtor?
Yes.
Why would I need one?
We do this every day, and we've sold hundreds, some even thousands of homes. And the knowledge that we can bring to the table with negotiations and inspections, I mean, to have to do that on your own, I think would be very scary.
Yeah, in real estate, when you buy your first home or third home or whatever, it's the largest financial investment that you're ever going to make. So, if you have a medical problem, you go to a doctor. If you have a problem with your taxes, you go to a CPA. Why would people ever try to go out and buy a house on their own without seeking the help of a professional? It just doesn't make sense. Plus the fact that as a home buyer, it doesn't cost you anything. So you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain by working with the right realtor.
That's interesting that you bring up the cost, because some buyers do think that it will cost them money for the realtor.
Yep.
So it sounds like it's quite a process. Once you have the lender in place and once you have the realtor in place and you're finding a house, when do you get the keys to move in? How does that work?
Typically when it's all over. You go to closing, you sign your mortgage, or you sign your mortgage documents, seller signs the deed, and they turn over the home, broom clean, free of debris. They hand you the keys and you can move in that day. So typically it's at the very end, after all the T's have been crossed and the I's have been dotted.
I always tell my buyers and my sellers, expect to go to settlement. The seller's going to bring the keys, you're going to bring the money, you're going to swap the keys for money. So it's at the very last step.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think the best advice is for a buyer?
Well, not to rely on friends and family to help you make the right decisions. A family member may not have purchased a home for 30 years. They may not know what property values really are right now. So, it's great to have, especially as a first-time buyer, have your family, your parents there helping you, but know that you're probably going to lose a couple houses until they figure out what today's market is really like. So rely on the professionals, rely on the realtor who does it every day. Rely on the home inspection company and the inspectors that inspect homes and know what they're looking for, and rely on the financial experts, the lenders, to put you into the right program. So rely on the professionals is the best advice I could give a buyer.
I think I'd like to piggyback on that. This could be a very stressful situation, but rely and relax with the people that you've chosen to lead you through it, and it'll come off real well.
It's like a team, you know, when you choose the realtor and the lender, you know, your inspectors and everything. It's like a team effort to get you from, you know, start to finish. Rely on that team.
Well, I think that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us today on Coffee with Covered Bridges. Be sure to go to our YouTube channel at Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty and subscribe so that you can see more tips that we'll be sharing with you weekly, as well as visit our Facebook business page at Century 21 Covered Bridges. So until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.